So if you're a tech founder and you know that you have an amazing innovation, you have written the proposal and you submitted that proposal and it got rejected. What I'm here to tell you, just because you have a strong innovation, you've written a strong proposal, but it did not get through the door, that is because you are not in compliance. So welcome to the Executive Innovation Show. I am your host, Chevy, and today we're talking about why good SBIR proposals get rejected. So come on in, say hello. And if you're new here, welcome, drop a 1 in the chat. And let me just introduce myself. So as I said, I am Chevy, 22 plus years, Air Force veteran, now retired. And what I do, I bring all of my skill set that I have acquire when it comes to serving the United States Air Force to do what I do in my consulting business here, along with my leadership aspect. But what I do, I help tech founders like yourself who wants to pursue SBIR and federal innovation opportunities through qualified proposal and strategic partnership without sacrificing their time or capacity. So if that is you, come on in, drop a 1 in the chat. And if you're here consistently, say hello and let me know what you do, because again, this platform is about truly helping other founders and individuals to share what they do, but also connect, because you never know who you may be able to connect to right here live on the Executive Innovation Show. And I want you to drop in the chat to let me know that you can hear me, because I know sometimes with social and the internet, you may not, but I want to make sure that you can hear me. If you can hear me, drop a 3 in the chat. Okay, I think we are live. Wonderful, wonderful. So come on in, y'all. So we're talking about why good SBIR proposal get rejected. And the reason I'm speaking about this topic today, because it happens. I've had conversation with founders this year and last year. I've had conversations with program managers. And one of the things that they shared with me is that, hey, we have proposals come through, but they're not in compliance. Okay. So I want you to really imagine as a founder who has put in hours. And when I say hours, I'm not talking about 2-3 hours. I'm talking about 50, 60, 100 plus hours to put this proposal together. Okay. And if you're a founder and you have submitted for your first phase 1 proposal, SBIR proposal, but you did not hear anything back, that is because there was something missing, or you did not make sure that everything was in compliance. Okay. So as a founder, yes, you are building something amazing, which we appreciate and we value, because what you're building is solution focused to a bigger problem that the United States as a whole has. And your creative mind was able to create this thing that you have identified to say, okay, this is a solution for this problem, whether that's one of the 11 agencies, whether that's Department of Energy, Department of War, whether it's Department of Education, whether it's, Department of Transportation. Like, you were able to come up with a valid solution. But in order to get that solution to move forward, you have to submit your first phase 1 proposal. And that takes time. So imagine you're already building the thing, that prototype, whatever that is, because I'm not the innovator. I am the executor. I am the person who comes in and help you put all the pieces together. And, so you're spending time building that, but you're also spending time, especially if you're a solo person, that means you are doubling, you're tripling your time, because you have the thing that you're building, you have the proposal that you have to write, and making sure you have all the components in there. But also if you have a family, that is time as well. And also making time for you to have that mental clarity to move forward. But also you may have a team who is supporting you, but they are supporting you more maybe in a sense of supporting other clients, maybe helping you with the build process. So they don't have the time and capacity like yourself to focus on the proposal. So you are doing a lot of the heavy lifting right now as you look to submit your first SBIR phase 1 proposal to that specific agency. And after all of that, you have put it together and you're feeling great, you're feeling amazing. And then you submit and then it gets rejected before you even get the opportunity to review. And that hurts. That really like stings, because you're looking at, I spent hundreds and, or hours on this proposal, and to know that it got rejected before you even got the opportunity for it to go through the door and get a review, that can defeat someone who is looking to bring their innovation to one of these agencies, but also to the commercial market. And the reason that is, my friend, is because there was something that you were not aware of that was required to be in that proposal. And when I say this, sometimes it can be something simple. So from my experience and from me serving clients in this space and helping clients to get their proposal through the door, because my goal is to help you position it, put all the pieces together, and make sure that everything that is required from that agency is with the compliance, whether that's with the narrative, whether that's with the bios, the sketches, whether that's with the your indirect costs, your direct costs, your collaborators, your letter of recommendations, like making sure that everything is in place. And a lot of times those are simple things that are missing, not because you did it intentionally, that is because you are doing a lot already. So when it comes to checking all the things and making sure that everything is checked off, you have it in place and it's formatted correctly, because that is part of the process as well. If it's not formatted, then you're looking at potential rejection. So as a founder, if you have submitted your first phase 1 proposal and you did not hear anything, then I need you to connect with me. And I want to share very quickly. So last year I was having a conversation with an individual, just again connecting, and they were sharing with me how they were consulting 2 individuals who were had this innovative thing that they partnered with the university with, and they submitted their first phase 1 proposal, but they never heard back. Not a word. And I asked the question, how long time frame, in the sense when the time frame of how long from when the person submitted to get an actual result, and it was over almost going on a year. And by that time, the closeout was already completed and individuals were selected. But the individual I was having this conversation with said to me they never got feedback. And based on my experience, based on my knowledge, based on what I've learned, based on conversation that I've had with program managers, the thing that caused, and I said to him, I said, more than likely that proposal got rejected. And the reason it probably got rejected and there were no feedback provided, because it did not get through the door. I like to call it the SBIR door. It did not get through the SBIR door, that agency door. And that is because something was misaligned. Something was missing from the proposal. And I've shared this with clients when it comes to their submission. And what I'm able to do and support them is to, take them from inception to submission. And that allow my clients to submit a quality and merit-worthy proposal to where it gets through the door, it get reviewed, and then the reviewers get to decide whether or not this proposal move forward, or they get insight and feedback to make it stronger and also apply again. So if you are that founder and you have submitted multiple SBIR proposal and maybe you haven't heard anything back at all, that means something is missing. Some example of things that may be missing and you're not fully aware of is the page limit, for example. Maybe one agency is asking, per their requirements is to have, 10 pages of this specific thing. Maybe they're saying, okay, the narrative cannot be no more than 15 pages, but you do 16. Maybe they're saying, hey, your references needs to be this formatted, APA, MLA, but you do, they're asking you for APA, but you do MLA. So again, they're looking at, can you follow instructions? And you may be thinking, well, this is going to just, this specific thing is like half of, on the third page. So your package might be 26 pages maxed, not including your cost proposal, your cost sheet, and then you do 26, 27 pages because you're like, we have all this data. We got to do, we have to make sure it has all the things needed in there. Those are a reason for rejection. So you can have a good SBIR proposal, but it can get rejected for simple things that I'm able to catch and also help my clients to position their proposal to get through the door. Another thing that may be causing rejections for you when you do submit and you don't hear anything back is the require sections, making sure that, for example, if they, one founder said to me recently that, one of their SBIR proposals got rejected because they put one of the requirements into a different section. It is that minute, my friend. Like, as a founder, when it comes to SBIR, you're competing with other founders sometimes for the same topic. Okay. Sometimes, different topics, whatever the case may be, but you have to be strategic. You have to be intentional. You have to be mindful. You got to be careful, and you have to be deliberate with making sure that your package meets the requirements that are being asked by that specific agency. So if you don't have the time to really sit down and spend the time needed to make sure not just the written aspect of here's my prototype, here's my innovation, but really looking at, do I have everything needed to submit a quality SBIR phase 1 proposal? Okay. So if you don't, then bringing in someone like myself to really help you to streamline, to optimize, create, have a system that you can utilize consistently to get your proposal through the door is going to be essential for your for the opportunity to get to that goal post, which is getting awarded that SBIR phase 1 proposal. Okay. So format and requirements is a must. Solicitation requirements, if they're saying, here's what we're looking for, here's what you need to submit, exactly what they're asking for. Okay. So that is why I created my SBIR Readiness Innovation Intensive. And this is truly for the founder who don't have the time to go line by line to make sure everything that they need to be positioned and, to submit on time. Okay. We have Chanella tuning in from New Jersey. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And thank you for joining me here. Chanella, please drop in the comment what you do. Because again, for me, it's all about showcasing how we as individuals and founder can leverage each other to grow our businesses, but also to help with the submission of your innovation as well too. So as I stated, like when it comes to you being a founder and you know that you don't have the time because you are serving clients, you're leading your team, you have family life, you're trying to make time for yourself. You're also writing multiple proposals, whether it's SBIR proposal, other federal opportunities as well, because you're growing a company, you're growing your tech company, whether it's cyber, data, AI, all the different things. So things are gonna be missed. So if you don't have someone like myself, which is the federal execution partner, to help you streamline, structure, and make sure that you are in compliant, you're going to continue to be in this cycle where you're submitting, and then you're not getting feedback, or you're not moving forward to where you're actually getting closer and closer, because simple things are being missing. But even though they're simple, they're impactful, because now you have spent hundreds of hours, 60 hours, a lot of hours writing this proposal, staying up late, 2-3 in the mornings, and now you submit it and then it gets rejected. So if you are at the point where you're like, okay, I've done 2-3 proposal and they got rejected, and you're looking for someone who has the time, but also who has the experience to help clients submit SBIR phase 1 proposal to get through the door and get it into reviewers' hand, then I want you to DM me the word fit, because we want to make sure that you are able to fit and make sure that everything is good to go, whether that's your positioning, whether that's identifying which agency is the right agency for you, and what are the requirements that they are asking of you when it comes to submitting your first phase 1 proposal. Okay. So if you're building and you know that you're looking for the right support to help you optimize how you submit, then definitely DM me. And again, this is for the founder who is has done it or who is looking to do it, and they are looking to not waste any more time, any more resources, but bring someone who has experience in the federal space. As I mentioned, being in the military for 22 years, working readiness, dealing with compliance, inspections as well for the organization, but also making sure that we are in compliant. So I have a lot of experience that I bring into what I do, from my military to making sure when it comes to compliance, execution, you're in the right space, my friend. All right. So that is all I have for today. Again, this was all about talking about how you as a tech founder may have an amazing, innovation. You may have a good proposal, but it gets rejected because something is missing from what is required from that agency. So you can have all this beautiful data and all the things, but if it doesn't fit in the format and the structure, you have wasted time, because now you have to wait, depending on the agency, you have to wait another 6 months or until next year to apply based on the topic. So you want to be mindful of what of the quality of the proposal that you are submitting, and making sure that it has everything that it needs. And I can help you make sure that is in place. All right, we have Chanela. She said, I help high impact leaders navigate complex organizational shifts with strategic clarity and professional integrity. She said, my offerings focus on building resilient cultures and protecting executive reputations, ensuring that both the people and the bottom line thrive long after smoke clears. Okay. Love that. And I just want to point out, high impact leaders. So if you are ambitious, driven, like I am, she may be the person for you. And I've seen Chanel in action, in real life, but also serving her clients. So definitely what she is sharing, it's not fluff, it's reality. And she will definitely make sure that you're well taken care of. So thank you for sharing that. And if anyone is looking for someone like Chanela to support them in their businesses, please reach out to her and drop in the chat how they can reach out to you, Chanela, so I can share that very quickly. But as I said, as a founder, you want to submit good SBIR proposal that doesn't get rejected, but you want it to get through the door. And I've proven that. I've shown that. I've helped my clients in the past to help them submit their first SBIR phase 1 proposal and get that through the door, and whether it gets feedback, and also they get, help it to move forward to potential opportunities. But I want to thank you all for joining me on the Executive Innovation Show. I'm your host, Chevy, your federal execution partner. And I work with tech founders like yourself who want to pursue SBIR and federal innovation opportunities through qualified proposal and strategic partnership. That was a little, tongue twist. Strategic partnership without sacrificing their time and capacity. So if that is you and you want to get support the right way, definitely reach out to me. Also, I am an author as well too, which I'm very excited about that. And actually, I'm going to be bringing on writing 2 additional books this year as well too, but more to come on that on my leadership side. But I want to make sure Chanela drops it in here. How they can, well, if anything, you can connect with her right here on LinkedIn at Chanela Maxwell, and send her a DM, say hello, connect with her. But again, if you're watching this later on, #replay. If you're like, hey, I need to talk to you, Chevy, connect with me and let's see how I can help you and see if the fit is good for you, or something else that I offer within my business when it comes to SBIR positioning, SBIR advisory support, and SBIR proposal development and partnership. All right, Chanel said email directly at info@justlace.com or directly at chanelamaxwell@gmail.com. So, all right, you guys, you can email her directly on her with these 2 emails, or you can just send her a DM very quickly to connect with her if you choose to as well. Again, thank you, Chanel, for being here always. I definitely appreciate you tuning in and sharing your insight as well too. But yes, anyone else, like I said, #replay, connect with Chanela and reach out to me if you have any questions about how I can support you. Have an amazing day, and as always, good SBIR proposal does get rejected, but if you have everything aligned, you should be good to go to get through that agency door. Have an amazing day, and see you all next Wednesday on the Executive Innovation Show. and have an amazing day.